on, Mr. It's the king of rock who likes to play with a sock. Chicken crayon. Anyway, welcome to Underrated Albums. Now, this album from Bonham is considered to be one of the greatest British bands of all time. They're also considered to be one of the greatest supergroups. They tap many genres including blues, rock, folk, and pretty much any other genre. So anyway, here's Led Zeppelin with their album, Presence. Presence was released in 1976 and came after their more successful double album, Physical Graffiti. It is the shortest album, with only 7 songs. It is also, sadly, their most lowest-selling album. Interestingly, during the recording of this album, singer Robert Plant had to sing all the songs in a leg cast because of a serious car accident he had. I wonder who that can be. Hello?
Hi, Billy Mays!
Holy shit, Billy Mays? The Billy Mays? What are you doing here? Oh, you brought the songs for me? Oh. Hey, thanks. Wait a minute. Didn't I already have this?
Asshole!
Hey! Anyway, here's the first track called Achilles' Last Stand. As you can tell already, the song is epic and definitely really powerful, thanks to John Bonham's drumming. John Bonham certainly bangs those drums hard. Not only is Bonham's drumming really good, but also Jimmy Page's guitar work, for he certainly did an outstanding job overdubbing and weaving them together. John Paul Jones' bass is also really good. Alright, this song is making me need some aspirin. Well anyway, since the song is so epic, it comes in about 10 minutes and 25 seconds, making it not only the longest song on this album, but also their 3rd longest ever made. This song is a totally underrated Led Zeppelin classic. And now for the second track called For Your Life. This song is definitely more relaxed than its predecessor. This song is still awesome though, for I love its sleazy riff. This song is also great because how Robert Plant sings it with biting sarcasm, where he was using this song as an attack on cocaine use in Los Angeles. This song is also amazing because the construction for the song was actually made right on the spot, as Jimmy Page put it.
But I don't know what to do.
Did Robert Plant just snort? Seriously though, what was that? Does Robert Plant snort like a pig when he's high? Nah, I'm just kidding. He was just doing that to imitate snorting coke. Well anyway, the song is also an underrated classic. And now for the 3rd track called Royal Orleans.
Take care how you use it. Try to make it last.
song is certainly the shortest and most playful of this album. The song's also pretty damn funky. The story the song talks about is pretty interesting, where it talks about how one night at the Royal Orleans Hotel, John Paul Jones took a transvestite into his room, they smoked a joint, and then she lit the whole place on fire. That's nothing, I can top that. One time, I took a transsexual, well, that was the bearded lady, right up to the North Tower of the World Trade Center. We had sex while snorting coke while fondling each other with chickens. But then, right as the plane was coming, me and her bungeed off the tower. Well, I bungeed off. She was sadly caught in the explosion. Her name was Lady Gaga. The song also sparked the rumor that when John Paul Jones took that transvestite into his room, he actually thought it was a woman, and that they actually had sex. Pretty creepy. As clarified by John Paul Jones, that part of the story is obviously not true, for he knew the transvestite was not a woman, and they didn't have sex. All they did was just smoke marijuana. And now for the fourth track called Nobody's Fault But Mine. Look, I'm sorry I cheated with you with Lady Gaga. It's
Nobody's fault but mine. Fuck you, kid, you're a dick.
Hey, I said I was sorry. And where'd you get that voice?
Men's asses.
The song is certainly one of my favorites, with its start-stop riffs and pounding drums, in the Bonham fashion. The riffs and Robert Plant singing kind of reminds me of Aerosmith's for some reason. And now we're the fifth track called Candy Store Rock. This song pays homage to rock music in the 50s, and Robert Plant even tries to sing like Elvis Presley. In fact, this is his favorite song on Presents. It's not one of my favorites though, but it's still a good song. In fact, Willy Wonka should have played this song in his chocolate factory.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world.
Fuck that Led Zeppelin. And now for track number 6 called Hot Song for Nowhere. This song is certainly the most playful of this album. The song also goes back to John Bonham's explosive drumming, while the last song was more restrained. The song sounds so happy, like the type of song you would play while walking outside on a sunny day. Oh man, I stepped in dog shit. Now for the seventh and final track called T for One. This is the second longest song on this album, and also the most sad. This song deals with the loneliness and homesickness that the band felt while touring for this album. This song can be comparable to another song they wrote called Since I've Been Loving You, which is on Led Zeppelin 3. The reason why they're so similar is because Jimmy Page actually borrowed elements from that song to T for One. There are differences though. The first one being that Since I've Been Loving You has a keyboard, while T for One just has overdubbed guitars. Well, actually, that's all the differences. Both songs are great though. Not only does the song talk about the loneliness of the band, but also Robert Plant himself, whom he literally had T for One.
More tea, Mr. Fike? No! You're no fun anymore.
So yeah, that's the end of the album. So in conclusion, this is Led Zeppelin's most underrated album. I mean, the drumming on this album has to be the best that John Bonham's ever done. And Jimmy Page is amazing too, with his awesome riffs and brilliant overdubbing. And John Paul Jones is good too, but I really have to commend Robert Plant. I mean, he sang the entire album with his leg in a cast. Now that takes balls. As for the album itself, it totally rocks. The reason being because Led Zeppelin wanted to churn out a hard rock album without the folksy stuff. And me, being a hard rock fan, I consider this my favorite Led Zeppelin album. Because of the album's short length, it certainly hits you hard and fast, and leaves you for wanting more. Like a punch to the face. But I don't think you want more punches to the face. So anyway, if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, or just a hard rock fan in general, who likes no bullshit rock and roll, you should totally check this album out. You will not be disappointed. So that concludes my review for this album. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.